Okay, so now activities going on social media that Thomas Tuchel didn't want him at Chelsea Football Club. Somehow he came on his own without Thomas Tuchel giving the green light for him to come to Chelsea. So we're gonna use simple common sense and some proof about it and show you that it's not what people are saying. Those are just narratives and try to create some headlines for the business. You know, we have to bring something controversial there so we can have people likes and dislikes and subs and money and all that. The second topic is about Tchouameni. So everybody knows about it, right? Every international break when France plays and then Tchouameni is on the field, he's gonna be linked the next morning with Chelsea Football Club. That is a given, okay? You can predict everything that will happen on Monday just by watching some games on weekends. So Tchouameni, again, Chelsea Football Club being linked with him. And then we have Pau Torres. Pau Torres apparently wanted by Chelsea Football Club to replace Tony Rudiger. And then we're gonna also discuss about Christian Pulisic. Pulisic apparently he's leaving in January, according to the same online expert. And Thomas Tuchel already gave his green light for Christian Pulisic to leave in January. So I'm gonna bring some fact and common sense on the table, and then we're gonna discuss about it. And number 5, we're gonna talk about random topics, right? I'm not random just means anything that you wanna discuss, a question, you wanna talk about other teams like Cristiano Ronaldo. Simple, black and white, on the record, on my channel right now. But for some reason, yesterday, Sunday, people who always try to look for headlines, they came up with theories, fake theories and narratives, say, oh, we don't believe that Saul Niguez was wanted by Thomas Tuchel. Out of the blue, just to create headlines. I saw many so-called sources online talking about it. And I was like, I brought the video, I brought the proof, I brought the newspaper, and I showed them, hey, this is what Thomas Tuchel said. And remember the first interview for Saul Niguez in the Chelsea channel, Chelsea TV. It's on YouTube. He said what? Thomas Tuchel called him to convince him to come to Chelsea Football Club because he promised him to play in his natural position. So how the hell Thomas Tuchel came on TV to admit that he wanted Saul Niguez? Saul Niguez confirmed that Thomas Tuchel wanted him and promised him to play in his natural position, and all of a sudden some geniuses came online and start speculating that Saul Niguez wasn't wanted by Thomas Tuchel. And you know why? It's because Saul Niguez apparently failed at Chelsea Football Club. So every successful story is the credit no need to go to Thomas Tuchel. Every failed, so-called failed story, we have to look for scapegoat. That is what is happening in the community, okay? If you don't like somebody, you're gonna try to blame that person if something goes wrong in the team. That's the way it is. Just like back in the day, okay? All the transfer done by Frank Lampard, if one is successful, it's Marina, it's Abramovic, it's somebody else, it's Peter Cech. But if a transfer is so-called flop, you have to give it to Frank Lampard. So it tells you exactly what you want to know. It's all about agendas, all about narratives, all about fake news just to create headlines. So if you want to see more about what Thomas Tuchel said about Saul Niguez and what Saul Niguez himself said about Chelsea Football Club and Thomas Tuchel. I'm gonna leave the link in the description down below. So you go on my channels, one of them, you click, you watch the video, and you make your own conclusion. If you wanna continue to believe that because Saul Niguez is not successful so far, we can't associate failure with Thomas Tuchel, you want to defend Thomas Tuchel, I'm going to give you the link so you can watch yourself and make your own conclusion. You can stay deluded, you can stay denied, but it's not going to change one thing. So, for me, Saul Niguez is not a failure. Only 11 games in the Premier League, still tons of other games to play. So, only few games that he played, he never finished 90 minutes at Chelsea Football Club. I don't think you should call him a flop. He's adapting slowly but surely. At some point, he might help us. Think about it. The final of the Champions League and Saul Niguez comes on and then score the winner. What are you going to say about it? A flop? I don't think so. People need to be patient about certain players from another division or from another league. They need a little bit time to adapt. But just because he's not killing it in the Premier League now doesn't mean that he's a failure, he's a flop, or it doesn't mean that it's not Thomas Tuchel's responsibilities. Thomas wanted him. He's a Chelsea Football Club because of Thomas Tuchel. So saying that, oh, that was Marina doing the agent a favor. Hello, this is business. Come on, people. There is no gift given here. So according to some of the sources, I don't want to really give them any publicity here, but if you go on Twitter now, you're going to see those sources saying that, oh, Marina wanted just to do some favor to the agent. Are you kidding me? What kind of favor? And until the last minute, Ruben Loftus-Cheek was on the list of loan, but nobody wanted him. Ross Barkley was there, so he was obligated to stay with them. Thomas Tuchel didn't want Ross Barkley. He didn't want Ruben. He wanted them to go and play somewhere else. That's why he wanted Saul Niguez. But the narrative is something else on social media. And if you have a question about Saul Niguez and Tuchel, you tell me, or we're going to jump to another topic. You believe it or not, I have all the proof. You can click on the link in the description somewhere and you watch those videos yourself and make your own conclusion. So I'm going to be waiting for some of your questions, people. And we're going to move to Tchouameni if nobody want to ask any question about Saul Niguez and Thomas Tuchel. Okay, I'm waiting, and I'm going to be here for 30-35 minutes to an hour, depending on the engagement that I get, on the feedback that I'm getting from people. If people want to come, call and discuss with us, we can go for an hour, and why not a little bit more. But if I have to talk myself and nobody want to come to the show, and then I'm going to have to leave earlier. So no question about Saul Niguez? Any question? Alright, so Saul Niguez done. We're not going back to Saul Niguez anymore. If we have to talk about Saul Niguez, it's gonna be in the random if we finish and you still have a question about him. Now it's Tchouameni. Aurelien Tchouameni. Tchouameni to Chelsea Football Club. Like I said, every international break or every weekend that Tchouameni will score a goal at Monaco, he will be linked with Chelsea Football Club. It's very predictable. There are headlines that you can predict yourself just by watching a game on weekend. You can exactly tell who is going to be linked with Chelsea Football Club early in the morning. Tchouameni I don't know how many times we're gonna meet his agent and we're gonna have talks and it's just confusing all the time. The same news recycling over and over and over again, and it's again trending. Tchouameni to Chelsea Football Club because he played with France the other day. He replaced N'Golo Kante. So I don't know. Do you have any question? Because I don't want to really waste my time on talking about Tchouameni. Everybody knows my position when it comes to Tchouameni. He looks good in the French league. He's young. He's whatever you want. But if I have to choose, let me show you very quickly. So we are done with Saul Niguez. Now it's Tchouameni, right? So Tchouameni to Chelsea Football Club. The same news recycling over and over again. He's in the French league and he got a very cool name. And we love cool names at Chelsea Football Club. Everything is greener somewhere else. We forgot that we have Billy Gilmore. We forgot that we have other boys on loan that can do the job. Gallagher still there. We still have Ruben. We still have Ross Barkley. Whatever what you say, we still have players in that position. We can also have somebody like Ampadu who we can transform to that position because he's almost the same age as Tchouameni. We have so many options from the midfield, but it's good. It makes us feel good because we are spending money. Spending is what we do at Chelsea Football Club, no matter what. So, and my position on this one, if we have to spend money on top of amazing talent that we have from the academy and from the loan army at the moment, if we have to spend money on somebody as a CDM or whatever to replace N'Golo Kante, I'm gonna go for Rice. That is my choice. I'm not gonna flip-flop. I've been saying it all over for years and years. I've been promoting, Declan Rice. But first of all, I'm gonna check on what we got in the academy. So many talented midfielders from the academy who can even do better than Tchouameni. But people, Chelsea, we are addicted to buying and not using what we have. But it is what it is. If I have to choose, I'm not gonna go for this guy here, Tchouameni. I will go for Declan Rice. Everybody knows the reasons. Declan Rice, you buy him, it's just like you buying like 3 players in one. It's a combo, it's a package. Okay? Center back, you play him. Full back, you play him. CDM, you play him. Whatever position you put Declan Rice, he's gonna be there and perform 150%. End product. Can shoot from distance, can dribble, can everything. Left foot, right foot, header. This guy is the real deal. You like it or not, it's your problem. If you know football, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody like Declan Rice is a real dream for any team in the world. You like it or not. So for me, Tchouameni, brother, if you comes to Chelsea Football Club, it's okay. I'm going to support you. But I think we have more than enough players to play in that position, and we have to give them a chance. And if we have to spend money on one person, spend the money on Declan Rice and not Tchouameni. Questions? Let's see. Yes, I think Tchouameni is not ready for the Premier League. We need to bring Declan Rice from. This is Jackie Boy, right? Declan would fit Chelsea so well. Yep. Declan Rice will fit Chelsea Football Club so well. But certain people who somehow don't like academy product or they don't like English players because, for the reason they know. I'm not going to say it here. But Declan Rice, you like it or not, when he's going to sign for Man United or Man City or another team, the same people are gonna say why we didn't sign him. Flip-flop FC at best. So, Tchouameni for me, if you come to Chelsea Football Club, welcome. I will support you, hype you, and all that. But for now, no thank you. Okay, so no more questions about Tchouameni before we leave. We go to another topic. The problem with my club is we like spending money on player. You're not gonna even use them. Saul should be used or sent back. Yeah, that's the problem. Now we are talking all about Tchouameni. What the heck are we gonna spend 50 million of these kids when you have somebody like Gallagher? Why can't you just use Gallagher? Ruben was there. We wanted to loan Ruben out until the last day of the window. He was lucky because nobody wanted him. He's too expensive. His salary, nobody could afford it. Look at it now. Why spend 250k every single week and 5 million transfer fee on Saul Niguez when you have Ruben Loftus-Cheek? You know what I mean? It's just stupid. You have you even have Ross Barkley. Are you gonna tell me that Saul Niguez is better than Ross Barkley or Ruben or Conor Gallagher or even, let's say, Billy Gilmore? No, he's like number 5, number 7 choice. You already got everything, but you prefer to go and spend 5 million for 1 year and pay that guy 250k freaking Torres, wanted by Chelsea Football Club, right? Boom. This is the guy here wanted by Chelsea Football Club, apparently. This is not the first time, though. For the last 2 years, we've been linked with this brother for more than 100 times. Okay? And all I can say about Pau Torres is like, we have just to keep an open mind, because remember, Tony Rudiger is leaving. You know, the way I see it, if you give him the money that he's demanding, he can stay at Chelsea Football Club. You don't give him that money, he's leaving. It's clear. Pay him whatever he wants, or he's gonna leave because he's gonna get more money somewhere else. And I don't see Chelsea spending more than 350k a week for Tony Rudiger. Rudiger is gonna get that money at PSG or at Real Madrid. So he's going. That is my opinion, unless something changes the last minute. So we need to start thinking about who is going to take that place. My number 1 choice, everybody knows about it. Give the chance to the players that we already have in the team. That is my philosophy. That's what I always preach people. Let's see what we got in the loan army. Levy, let's see what we got in the academy. Xavier Bouyamba, what we have already in the team. We still have Malang Sarr. He can develop. He's still young. So I'm gonna see all our options before going to somebody else. But in that defense, Thiago Silva is leaving. Okay? Tony Rudiger is leaving. We sold Kurt Zuma. So we're gonna need somebody with a lot of experience. So I'm not gonna throw a kid out there like Levy or Xavier Bouyamba just to expose him in that defense. We need a leader. When Thiago Silva is leaving, when Tony Rudiger is leaving, there's no leader. We don't have any leader in that defense anymore. You know, Zuma was a leader. He left. So if we need somebody, okay, we still need somebody. Sly, the guy from whatever team, being linked with Chelsea Football Club, is another option. Left-footed, just like this guy here, Pau Torres. I think he's like 6'4 or 6'5", very, very tall, which is very important in the defense. Left-footed, we really need somebody. Well, Malang Sarr is left-footed, but we need more left-footed in the defense. So I'm gonna just keep an open mind and let's see the situation with Rudiger, what's gonna happen. But in this one, I don't really have any opinion about it because we need, like I said, we have people to replace Tony Rudiger, but we don't have a leader. We don't have experience. We need more experience in the defense. This guy been playing the Champions League, Europa Leagues, you know, the Spanish La Liga. So he got some kind of experience. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. I'm going to read a few more questions here. Mr. Mukesi said Chelsea want 200 center backs. Yeah, we always want to buy. What? Buy. Instead of seeing what we got already, we always want to buy, right? Okay, so this is Brian is going back to what we already talked about, that midfield and all that. Rudiger stay at Chelsea. This is man problem. Yeah, you heard it, but you have to use common sense though. You heard it, but you have to use common sense. Everybody can say whatever they want. Rudiger yesterday after the game, he said that he's focusing on the German national team and on Chelsea finishing the season. He doesn't want to even think about the contract situation. For Rudiger, you have to use a lot of common sense. He's not going to come on the media and say that I'm leaving. But everything is indicating that he's leaving because he wants more money. And Chelsea are not prepared to give him that money. So, his main priority? What do you mean? If Chelsea was your main priority and then you were going to sign like month ago, how Chelsea can be your priority when you impose them what you want? Oh, listen, I love Chelsea, but you have to give me what I want or I'm leaving. Does that make sense to you, Mr. Jackie Boy? It doesn't make sense to me at all. If you pretend to love the club and your priority is to stay at Chelsea Football Club, you sign a contract. You find a common ground. Now it's my way or no way. It's just like William back in the day. I love Chelsea Football Club. I want to stay here at Chelsea Football Club, but you have... So let me just educate certain people here. At Chelsea Football Club, we don't have managers. We had people called head coaches, right? We don't have managers anymore. Back in the day, at Mourinho time, Mourinho used to be a manager, not a head coach. So the manager, you have the final word when who is coming to the team, who is leaving. You sell players, you control everything, right? Thomas Tuchel is not a manager. He doesn't make any decision when it comes to who is coming and who is going. He can give an opinion. He can say, you know what, I would like such and such, but he doesn't have the right to say, I want Pulisic out, I want Zuma out, I want. He's gonna present his plan and up to the board and Marina to decide what to do, what is best for the club. And at Chelsea Football Club, we know how we do things, right? Managers are there for maximum 3 years. You are out. How the hell are they gonna sell all their assets just to please one manager? It doesn't make sense anymore, right? Since Mourinho, Chelsea are run differently. You come there and you work with the players that you have. We're gonna give you few players that you want, but you don't have the right to sell any player or to say, I don't want this player, sell him. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't make any sense. People are trying just to say whatever they want. And why are you gonna sell Pulisic? Pulisic was bought by the board, the Chelsea board. They decided. Mauricio Sarri didn't even know about it. It was the club deciding to buy a good player. A good on the field, good also off the field, for the amount of money and how the brand, the Chelsea brand, is going to expand.
Move away, just escape.
Yeah.
Like they gave Oli and Watford, we are playing Chelsea. So I can't wait for that game because again he's going to be exposed, and I hope he's not there at least by then, because with this club we are going to win against Watford, and then we're going to come out like, oh, we are back, and then Tuchel is going to put us back into a slip. So
yeah,
I can't wait for Premier League.
Same old, man. So yeah, I'm like you. Like, this is probably the first international break that I'm kind of happy, because I'm learning a lot of stuff. I found myself the other day watching like the Brazilian second division game, and I found myself watching some Bahrain games, like Asia. I wanted really to figure out like other country, what is happening there. Are people over there like enjoying football or something? Because when you are used to the Premier League, you think the only football in the world is just like the Premier League, so you kind of don't care about other leagues or other things. So this transfer, this international break, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something different. I've been even doing watch along for some African countries. Yesterday I did it, the other day also I did it. So trying to enjoy football in another way, instead of like having a mindset and only watch certain teams. So I think this international break, I'm not bored at all. I'm enjoying it, but I can't really wait on weekend, because it's gonna be also serious. We're gonna be tested. Early Saturday we have to play Leicester City away, which is not an easy thing to do, but let's wait and see. Lukaku been injured for a little while, but probably he's gonna come back on Saturday. Werner also still injured. Kovacic still injured. Kai Havertz scored yesterday, which is good for his confidence. So I think we're gonna be okay, but let's wait and see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'll definitely be excited. I mean, you guys have started the season very good. You have some dips in between, but overall, I think definitely we're in for the title. Definitely with Liverpool and City, how they have been playing, and how Chelsea, I think there's like a clear gap between the top three and after those. Like we were supposed to challenge for the title, but that's been just wiped off after Liverpool. So we are irrelevant right now. It is sad, like United season has become about sacking Ole rather than winning the league, which is what I am very frustrated about. Like every day we are about, Ole in, Ole out. I think now most of the fans are Ole out. I hope so. I think that's been good response, but we should have been challenging for the league, but it's not gonna happen.
So what really can make the board to sack Ole? What need to happen in order for them to?
I think they only care about their money. So unless their pockets are being hit, or they have some kind of bad PR, how it happened the Liverpool game. So that was bad for them. So they bought Ronaldo and all these. So after the Super League and everything, they bought Varane and Ronaldo, and they gave a big. It was a surprise for us as well. But so I think that's one way, affecting their PR, because we care a lot about our PR. Because I've never seen, like all this time, I've never seen a single Chelsea tweet or Liverpool tweet or a Man City tweet saying you have the Chelsea DNA, you have the Man City DNA or the Liverpool DNA. But every month you will find at least one tweet by the United admin. There's Man United DNA. Because, like the legends are built on that. Like United's Twitter account is the worst. Like I've unfollowed them, I've blocked them. I can't stand them. Like it's so. They like take advantage of our past, right? Like every week, just there's a pattern, right? Every week, every 2 days, they will post one goal video, like of nostalgic, just to inculcate the nostalgic feeling, like Beckham scored today. Yeah, completely irrelevant, right? So, like, look, so I think unless there is a big backlash from the media and everyone, I don't think they're going to sack him, because they are not football people. I told you like how Roman is. Like if Tuchel is not performing, he'll come down on his house with his chopper and give him the sack. That's the kind of manager you have, the owners you have. We have owners who are giving lectures that Ronaldo started playing at United when he was 16 to some Americans, and that was not even true. He started at 18. So that's just a big difference in administration.
Yeah. And right now, even Rio already said that Ole needs to go, which is, even his own friends start doubting about him. And did you?
I think that's 2 years too late.
Too late.
2 years too late. Yeah. I think this whole Ole saga of this era of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be, for me, it's going to be very disgruntled because I've lost respect for a lot of ex-legends.
Mm-hmm.
I have no respect for Gary Neville. I don't have any respect for Rio Ferdinand anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Scholes, it's a hit and miss because sometimes he's speaking sense, other times he's chatting nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
So I think United's legends are the worst because all of them have jobs in the media, right? I don't see Lampard, Joe Cole, all these. They do go on the media, but then they come back. It's not like they're continuously staying, right? So they have made the situations worse. Gary Neville has the balls to say that with this team, with Ronaldo in the team, if you win the Europa League, it's a successful season. And you're talking to a team which has missed the Champions League in your stead, and you're saying after winning the Europa League, it's a successful season. So it's just not the fans, but the legends as well, right? So the standards are lowered, and just look what we have become. Like, we are below Arsenal. That's how bad we are. We are below Arsenal. And Arsenal should not be in the conversation with United after the transfer window we had, right? So it's a very, very dark time right now, United.
I see. Wow. Complicated. We are enjoying the show from far, watching how this is going to happen.
The biggest joke is we beat Tottenham and Tottenham sacked their manager. That just shows how bad Ole is, that you lost to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you got the sack. That just shows that how useless Nuno was. And Nuno was there for only 3 months and they sacked him. Right? And they bought Kante, who is another top manager, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think there is can you name me one manager who's better than Ole? I can't name any manager in the league. Forget the championship, because in the championship you have to actually coach because the players are not at that level where they can do it autopilot, right? So you have to coach in championship. So I can't see any manager in the Premier League, being worse than Ole in terms of coaching. So it's a very sad state, man.
Yeah, Ole at the wheel, really. Wow. Brother, do you have any breaking news in the world of football? What happened to Portugal and Ronaldo? Did you watch the game?
Look, I didn't watch the game, but I think Portugal's biggest. I think I like Portugal. I think there are a couple of players which I really like. But I think the biggest problem with them is that they're still relying on Ronaldo to score the goals. And Ronaldo, as I told you, he's a goal hanger. Like he's not like a Lukaku or a Lewandowski. Like, if he's not scoring goals, he's pretty much irrelevant for Cristiano, right? So that's one problem. And again, you don't have that kind of I feel like Portugal don't really have that kind of creativity. You have Bruno Fernandes, but he's not the same for when he plays at Portugal. He played 26 minutes last night, right? So that's one of the most creative players on the bench. So that group, they have to go through the qualifiers, right? They have to qualify from the qualifier playoffs
and all that. Not sure if Ronaldo is prepared for that, but.
Do you know why he was crying, by the way? I think he was crying simply because that's going to affect his Ballon d'Or chances, because you don't really want a player of that magnitude playing in playoffs, right? And with Ronaldo, he's a lot about himself. Like, he will put himself before anyone. So he wants to be part of the Ballon d'Or conversation, even though I don't think he belongs in that category right now. Like, there are many more players who have done better than him. But he's just scoring the goals, and with Ballon d'Or, it's a popularity contest rather than judging from ability. So that's why.
So we have another brother from Man United here, Mr. Tragic TV, say he watched the game. He said Portugal played defensive all game. It was annoying. How Portugal can play defensive with all the attacking players that they have? Joao Felix, Ronaldo, Fernandes, and the list is on. I don't understand that.
Yeah, they have so many Man City players in their squad: Bernardo Silva, Cancelo, Diaz.
Wow. Look at that team. On paper, they are the best, but the reality is...
They probably have with England, they probably have one of the best fullbacks in their sides, Cancelo. Either they play Cancelo or Rafael Guerreiro. Both are very attack-minded. So I think Portugal has to have a reset, I feel. Just like how Netherlands have had. Like, Germany also needs a reset, I feel. So maybe that Santos era has to come to an end. probably after the next World Cup. So I won't be surprised if Portugal dip out early in that tournament next year.
Yeah, I think they probably will sack the coach and get somebody else. But who is gonna come and take the national team just for
What's your thoughts on America, USA? Like, I watched that USA-Mexico game. I thought they were quite good. Like, USA, they have a good team. I'm not sure about the technical ability of most of their players. I think most of them athletes. I think that's where they struggle because, with Americans, like, they're naturally very athletic, right? But except for Pulisic and maybe Weston McKennie, I don't see lots of footballing ability there. They're good athletes, but not sure about being good footballers. So what's your thought?
Yeah, US now is a very exciting moment because we have so many talent. But talent, they don't have a lot of experience. Many of them play overseas, by the way, and they just need experience. And the manager also is like questionable, so not really a good level manager. But a game like Mexico, it just doesn't tell the whole story. Because this is about pride. This is like your biggest enemy. And, it's just like a derby, right? Everything goes out of the window. The guy that will be more determined, more energy, more... Because everything was there. Red card, fight, everything. You can see the energy from the stand, from everywhere. But with this team, with the young players that we have, plus few from the MLS here, like Pepe, and other boys, the team is just coming slowly and surely. Like I said, it's about experience and also about keeping somebody like Pulisic or Gio Reyna in a good condition, physical conditions. And we have also Weah, the son of Mr. President George Weah, also plays for us here. So we have a group of very, very young, talented, but many of them are kind of injury prone. I don't want to call them injury prone, but that's the way they are. Like Pulisic, for example. Weah also, Gio Reyna, so our big names really are injury prone. So let's just pray and hope that something can happen, but it's still a long way to go though.
Yeah. I think definitely, as you mentioned, that the talent is definitely there. Especially like if I look someone like Weston McKennie, I think he's a very talented player. So I think we'll be playing for you that coming from USA. So I think we have a good representation. Yeah,
we have very good. If you look at even Serginho Dest, at Barcelona, so we have different kind of football all over Europe that we have to put together and find the right system to put them together and get the best out of them. And McKinney, somebody, Tragic TV is commenting on McKinney. Yeah, the other day the referee also, those kind of games, you get the referee involved in many scandals. It was all over the place. But at the end, and you know what happened? At the beginning of the game, their goalkeeper, O'Shea or whatever, he gave an interview and said like USA looking us at the mirror and kind of admire. They want to be us and kind of trash talked a lot before the game. And then when Christian Pulisic scored, he was like, man in the mirror. So he showed the shirt just to banter a little bit. But it's all good. That's what football is all about, Sometimes you need games like this. It's about the pride, it's about the shirt, about respect. So we've been beating Mexico like for the last 4 games now. We won 2 trophies. We took 2 trophies away from them. So they can't really stand the fact that the United States are growing and beating them. So it's gonna be this way. Let's wait and see. This generation is good. It's almost a guarantee that we're gonna qualify for the World Cup. The last game is going to be tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing watch along if you have time. By that time you will be sleeping. It's gonna be 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
in your country or something.
Anyway, it's very difficult for us. So the UK timings, US timings are like very, very difficult for us. It's like almost 24 hours difference.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very difficult for you to watch. But tomorrow, if we beat Jamaica away, that is going to be almost a guarantee that we are qualified.
That's a good game, Jamaica. I want to see who they have in their team. Actually.
Jamaica got a great team on paper. Leon Bailey, they have Mikel Antonio, they have many of them from the Premier League, by the way. But also they haven't really found a way to put them together.
I think Greenwood can also switch to Jamaica. I think
many of them can switch, but I think Greenwood is going to play for England. He's very talented. I don't think England are gonna let him go. Oh, so all of a sudden, I think Herbert, my brother from Man United, is gone. So I'm gonna take you very quickly, Mr. Donut. Be very specific because I have to go. I have to go to work. Let's go. Donut.
Hello, man. This is historic, man. Did you see the game the other day? Serbia just went to the World Cup and Portugal not.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about yesterday, right? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And
I can't.
Yeah, it's exactly what we were talking about. Like, can you imagine Serbia?
Serbia is in the World Cup. No.
But listen, Portugal still has a chance.
But they'll have a hard way to get there.
Yeah, playoff. They're gonna be what goes on. Hello, Mr. Donut. Portugal can still qualify. So let me go back and read. So we are in the random topics section, which means all kind of questions I'm gonna answer very quickly before I leave. When I see Lukaku play, he doesn't move much when it is on the ball, and when he's making runs, nobody will pass to him. Yet in front of the goal is where he is best at. He's not being fed the ball enough. Yeah, good point from Jackie Boy. But just remember that we only played like 7 or 8 games with Lukaku in the Premier League, and still many games to come. Lukaku just joined us last summer, so sometimes it takes time for people to adapt to a new team, for his colleague to understand his calls and all that. So it's gonna get better, I'm sure. And this guy here said that's why I think Tuchel didn't want Lukaku, because he's too clumsy. Wow, on the ball. Yes, in his teams, Dortmund, PSG and Chelsea, he was very happy and he demanded Saul Niguez. Saul Niguez didn't come to Chelsea himself. Thomas Tuchel wanted him. And also Saul Niguez interview, the first interview on Chelsea TV, he said the call from Thomas Tuchel made him change his mind and come to Chelsea, because Thomas Tuchel promised to play him in his natural position. So if somebody don't like you, he didn't want you, how he's gonna make a call to convince you to come to Chelsea? But I understand that nobody wanna associate themselves to a failed story. So we're gonna create a lot of headlines and fake news. Okay, and the second topic we talked about, Tchouameni linked with Chelsea Football Club. And my opinion is, we have so many players in the midfield already, and if we need somebody in the midfield, we should go for Declan Rice, because he's very versatile. He's tall, he has end product, he can play as a center back, he can play whatever position you put him, he's gonna be there. So instead of having one player, you can have 4 players in one, because Declan Rice is just like 4 players. on himself, if that makes sense to you. And then we discussed about Pau Torres to Chelsea Football Club. I told you to keep an open mind because Tony Rudiger is leaving and we need somebody with a lot of experience in the defense. Thiago Silva also leaving the end of the season. But Pau Torres, let's just keep an open mind. We don't know what's going to happen. Christian Pulisic, according to the same online expert, Thomas Tuchel already gave a green light to allow him to leave in January. This is absolutely fake news because at Chelsea, head coaches don't make decisions when it comes to selling players. Fake news, Christian Pulisic is not leaving. We still need him. The season's still very long. And somebody like Christian Pulisic, when he's fit, nobody is like him. Nobody got his profile at Chelsea Football Club. Fact. So he's staying. And we also talked about some random topics. Okay, we had some brothers from Man United. We talked about international football and I answered to few of your questions. That's it. And yeah, that is going to be the end of this show. Feel free to check on other videos on the channel and also on the Green Turf YouTube channel. I will see you when I come back from work tonight, probably. I might go live again. I don't know. I'm not promising anything. And yeah, that's it, man. All right.